Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a question, a really old one, that I think we all wrestle with. When the big moments hit, what do you follow? Your heart or your head? To get to the bottom of this, we're going to look at one of the most intense acts of sacrifice in all of history.
You know, we tend to see life as this constant tug-of-war, right? The passionate heart, all about selflessness and emotion, pulling against the cold, calculating mind that's all about logic. It's love versus reason. But is that really the whole story? Are they always at war?
So to dig into this, we're looking at a specific event, the Stand at Karbala. And this was an act of sacrifice so absolute that it just seems to break all the rules of normal logic. And this is our central puzzle for today. Was this just the ultimate act of passionate, maybe even irrational love? Or was something else going on? Was it actually the highest form of reason? Okay, so first, let's just start with what we all kind of know, right? This default setting we have. This idea that the head and the heart are always in a fight. I mean, why do we even think that? It's baked into everything, our stories, our songs, the way we talk about making decisions.
And the story goes something like this. On one side, you've got that calculating reason. Its whole job is to run the numbers, right? What do I gain? What do I lose? It's all about self-interest and staying safe. But then, on the other side, you've got passionate love. And that's all about selflessness, pure emotion, and doing things that, let's be honest, look kind of crazy from a logical standpoint.
And this isn't just theory. The source we're looking at actually brings up a real example. It talks about some early followers who were operating with exactly this kind of calculating reason. They started asking, okay, what's in it for me? What's the material payoff for all this sacrifice? And when they couldn't see a clear profit, well, their faith started to shake.
But here's the big question. What if that whole conflict, head versus heart, only exists because we're working with a really narrow idea of what reason even is? This is where our source throws a curveball. It suggests there's not just one kind of reason, but two completely different levels.
Okay, so first up, we've got what the text calls partial reason, or aql juzi. This is basically our everyday, problem-solving brain. Think of it like a calculator for life. It's focused on personal gain, the immediate pros and cons. It breaks everything down into little pieces to analyze. But then there's holistic reason, and this is something totally different. If partial reason is the calculator, holistic reason is the ability to see the entire system. It's not just about the next move, it's about understanding the whole game. It sees the big picture, the underlying unity, the stuff that goes way beyond just worldly profit and loss.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The argument is that faith and reason aren't fighting at all. In fact, a person's faith is only as deep as their reason. But we're talking about that holistic reason. The deeper your understanding of the big picture, the stronger your commitment can actually be. It's a total flip of the script.
Okay, so we've got this idea of a higher reason. That's one piece of the puzzle. But what about the heart? What about emotion? If reason isn't the bad guy, then surely our feelings are what cause all the trouble, right?
Well, in the philosophy we're exploring, the heart, or qalb, is way more than just a muscle in your chest. It's seen as the very center of your being. It's where you perceive things, where you feel things. It's your spiritual core. And the word itself in Arabic actually comes from a root that means to turn over or to change, which is perfect because our hearts are always in motion, always shifting. And here's the key. A healthy heart, what's called a sound heart or qalb salim, doesn't fight against reason, not at all. It's actually the vessel for it. It's the place where those big truths that you grasp with your higher intellect become real. They become something you feel. It's where an idea turns into a deep, unshakable conviction.
There's this incredible saying that puts it perfectly. It says that when the heart is truly aligned with that higher truth, it stops being a battlefield and becomes a throne, the very throne of God. It shows just how powerful that harmony can be.
So let's pull this together. We've got a new framework now, don't we? We have this idea of a higher, holistic reason and a sound heart that isn't its enemy, but its partner. With that new lens, let's go all the way back to the beginning, back to Karbala.
So let's just ask it straight up. Was Imam Hussein's stand a rational act? I mean, from a worldly perspective, it looks like the opposite of rational. And the answer, according to this philosophy, is a resounding yes. Not rational in the small, calculating sense, no way. But it was the absolute peak, the pinnacle of that higher, divine reason in action.
Now, here's the final piece that ties it all together. The source makes this incredible claim. The amount of love a person feels is directly proportional to their knowledge, their insight, what's called marifat. So love isn't just this blind, random feeling. It's a response to how much you truly see and understand.
And that just brings everything into focus. The logic goes like this. Because Imam Hussein had the deepest possible knowledge of divine reality, that led to the deepest possible love. And with that level of love and understanding, his sacrifice wasn't just a tragedy. It was the only logical thing to do. It was the ultimate, perfect union of reason and love working as one.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that true love, the most powerful kind of love, isn't blind at all. It's the opposite. It's love that is lit up from the inside by the deepest kind of understanding.
And that leaves us with a question to think about, doesn't it? If the deepest love comes from the deepest knowledge, what does that mean for us? In our own lives, how can seeking a deeper understanding change the things we're passionate about? How can it turn a fleeting feeling into a rock-solid commitment? In other words, how do we learn to love not just with all our heart, but with all our mind too?